What's up, everybody? Welcome into Group Chat Sports. Remember to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for the latest in the transfer portal, recruiting, and much more. Today, we're getting into that quarterback carousel. It continues to move, even though obviously not as active as it was in January. Potential move that's lining up here. As we saw that trade between Tennessee and UCLA, a name that had been rumored a bit with Tennessee, former Notre Dame quarterback Steve Angeli, and he's visited Syracuse this week looking to replace Kyle McCord. There's been varied reports about Ricky Collins and how he's looked up there, but this one could be a very interesting move if you're a Syracuse fan.
Yeah, I think if this goes through and Angeli goes to Syracuse, it is one of the best moves of the portal period. When Trevor Pinion left Syracuse, you heard buzz. Yeah, maybe money has something to do with it, but a lot of it was his lack of faith in Collins and in the Syracuse quarterback situation. Who knows how much of that's true? But knowing what I know about Angeli, he is going to be a tremendous asset to that Syracuse quarterback room. To me, this is very similar to Kyle McCord last year. Now, Kyle McCord came in with some starting experience, extended starting experience. Angeli been more of a backup to this point. But the similarities I see, big enough, pro-style quarterbacks, great processors. If you ask what's McCord's biggest strength, I would say processing, being able to see the field and make quick decisions. Angeli, same thing. Neither guy has the biggest arm, but they're both athletic enough. Again, not great athletes, but athletic enough and very quick and accurate decision makers and throwers. So you look at Angeli, doesn't have that huge body of work because he's been a backup, but when he's had a chance to play and start, look at Oregon State, number 19 team in the country in the bowl game, 2023, 15 of 19, 232 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 picks. You look at the Penn State game when he was forced into action due to injury, came in, delivered a touchdown drive, really kept Notre Dame in the game. So to me, this is exactly what you need to replace Kyle McCord. He's a local guy, local-ish, right? He's from New Jersey, so he's closer to Syracuse than he is to Notre Dame. I think this fit makes a lot of sense. I think he can give you a lot of the same kind of point guard, field general attributes that you had with McCord.
Now, Ricky Collins has been named the starter just a couple weeks ago by head coach Fran Brown, but actions speak louder than words. This one is not official yet, but it seems to be trending that way. Here's what I'll say is interesting, right? You mentioned Trevor Pena, and Fran Brown had called him out essentially and said, look, we're not going to pay him that much money. And he, on top of the money, he was worried about stuff he shouldn't be worried about. He's asking about Ricky Collins, how do you know he's going to be good? And Fran really downplayed that a couple weeks ago at the time. But again, you go out and go get another quarterback here. What does that tell you about what you believe you have in the room? Could it be a competitive type of thing? You want to up that level of competitive nature in the room? Of course, you want as many legit guys in there to push each other. But I don't believe Steve Angeli's going there to be a quarterback when he has other options.
Yeah,
to be a backup, I should say.
He is. I mean, look, everything's a competition, but I think you bring in Angeli because you expect him to start, and you got enough of a body of work on him. It's not like this guy's never played. Again, look at the stats. This year, only 260 yards, 3 touchdowns. The year before, 504 yards, 7 touchdowns, 1 pick. So for his whole career, 10 touchdowns, 1 pick. Completion percentage in the high 60s, right there, touching 70s. So this guy has shown in mop-up time and in the bowl game and in the emergency situation there under the highest level of pressure against Penn State in the playoff, he can be efficient. He's not going to wow you with physical traits. CJ Carr, Minchie, I think his competition in that battle just had more physical talent. But Kyle McCord, you could have said the same thing, right? They replaced him with Will Howard. They didn't think he had enough in there to get it done. Goes to Syracuse, one of the best passers in the ACC, one of the best passers in the country, going to get drafted. So,
and I'm reading comments here. I can't pull the tweet up just because it has copyright video on it, but I'm reading tweets from Notre Dame fans when Angeli left. And this one here says, I just know that no matter where Steve Angeli plays next year, Notre Dame fans will be rooting for him. He had many big-time moments for the Irish despite being a backup, and he was a true Notre Dame man. Then in the comments, One guy says, I just hope we don't have to play against them next year. I don't want to watch our boys do that to him because they're still fans of his. Another guy says, class act, team player, worth following and rooting for him wherever he ends up. You do not see these comments from fans in the transfer portal era. It's that guy was no good. We don't need him here. Wishing him not good luck at their next destination. So that to me says a lot about Angeli as well.
Yeah, I think everybody always expected him to hit a ceiling. That's why he's not the quarterback in Notre Dame, right? The criticism's always been, is there a point where he's not good enough? Now, we saw him play for a bit in playoff, a very limited time, but he showed well. But let's assume there's a ceiling there. We haven't seen it yet. So to me, the idea that he can only do X, Y, Z because he's physically limited, I haven't seen him get exposed yet. Now, he had Notre Dame's offensive line. A lot of it was in garbage time, weaker competition. I get it. But until someone shows me that he cannot compete at the highest level of college football, I'm talking about similar to McCord last year, was the leading passer in the ACC. I think he's the leading passer in the entire country in terms of yards. I don't see any reason why McCord could do it, and I have all the respect in the world for McCord, why McCord can do it and Angeli can't. Now, McCord had better weapons, right? You lose a ton between Aronde Gadsden, Pena, LaQuint Allen, and more. You lose a lot on offense. That's where Syracuse really needs to help Angeli. But from the processing, decision-making, accuracy standpoint, I think they're going to be just fine with Steve Angeli. Assuming this goes through, this will be one of the biggest and best acquisitions of the portal, and it's going to give Syracuse a chance to compete in the ACC at the level that they're accustomed to from last year, where they want to stay. They don't want to take a step back. They want to stay there.
All right, college football fans, remember to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We got you guys covered here through the transfer portal and into the off season as we start to hear these reports of guys who are now switching teams. How are they acclimating? We're going to have everyone covered here across the country, your favorite teams here on Group Chat Sports. Thank you guys for watching today.